We had another run here of teams that won conference championships here in the first couple years of the 2000s, Illinois being one of them, and have not won since. Purdue in 2000, Oregon State 2000, Northwestern in 2000. Oh, shout out to shared titles. Illinois in 2001, Maryland in 2001, Colorado 2001, Washington State in 2002, before we really get into Miami and start having some fun right there. From that group, who do you think wins one next?
Illinois. This year.
So this is, look at how many Big Ten teams. Purdue, Northwestern, Illinois, Maryland. That's 4 Big Ten teams.
Well, Maryland was in the ACC at the time.
But if we're talking about who's going to win one next, then we've got to project forward based on the landscape that they're in.
Who are the Pac-12 teams again?
Oregon State and Colorado.
Washington and Wazoo.
Colorado.
I mean, it could be like once USC and UCLA leave, if
3 years
got that thing humming.
3 years till Deion.
You could see them in 3 years winning a Pac-12 without, what do they have to go through? San Diego State and
San Diego's beating San Diego State and SMU.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be Texas or Florida just based on the way that they recruit typically.
Oh, you want to? All right, so let's open it up to the rest of.
Wait, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I was thinking that let's get into Texas versus Florida and Texas versus Florida versus Miami. If we can just bypass that one, none of these teams. So Texas has last won this is all before 2010. Texas last won a conference title. The Texas Longhorns last won a conference title in 2009.
Wait, did Jordan just do this on purpose or accidentally tweet from
In the
every
chat?
24/7
I accidentally
team
did that. I
account?
didn't know it was going to tweet from every single one.
I don't think it. Wait, did it tweet?
Oh,
or
it
did
commented
Facebook?
from every
Oh,
single
comments,
Facebook
okay.
page. I just thought it was going to do it from the cover 3 because, I'm still learning these producer rules that they handed me last week while you and Chip were on vacation. When it was just Danny and I fighting the battle.
That was a tremendous mailbag.
Vacation. Chip was on a trip to Connecticut for spring break. Hanging,
Yeah, me, the Westchester County Airport is exactly where I'm headed for spring break. Come on. All right, Texas in 2009, Florida in 2008. The Miami Hurricanes have not won a conference title since 2003, and that was the Big East. Miami has not won an ACC championship since joining the league in 2004. Texas, Florida, Miami. Who wins one next?
This is like a tough choice between two teams for me. For me, it's not Florida. Like I don't think they're anywhere close.
I think it's Texas. Can they win the Big 12 this year?
I was going to say,
Yes.
Texas can win the Big 12 this year.
Then if you believe that, then it's an easy answer. Then it's just Texas.
Yeah,
Because
but if
Miami's
you're wrong
not
there,
winning the ACC.
that's
like-
the deeper end of the pool you're jumping into if you miss this year.
I was going to say, let's add that qualifier. If Texas doesn't win this year and it goes to the SEC, Texas, Florida, or Miami, then it becomes Miami, right? Just because it's the
Yes, because of the way
ACC.
Miami's recruiting.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think they'll give Cristobal, I think they'll be patient with Cristobal, and I don't like Napier's not a native son of Gainesville, so if they don't get things right, then I don't think he's going to be around like 2026.
Like the idea being that if Cristobal with a longer leash is like, we're not going to keep resetting the clock,
Right.
Similar to the Nebraska Tennessee point that Danny was making. Like, one of the reasons why we have this incredible drought for Nebraska and Tennessee has been bad hires or quickly moving on before coaches have even had a chance to be able to establish any kind of consistency.
And the league that Miami is in is obviously much easier than the league Texas is going to.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the ACC, Georgia Tech is in here in 2009, Wake Forest in 2006. Boston College made the ACC title game twice, but never won it. But they did win the Big East there last year there in 2004. Yeah, I think it's Miami. I don't know, man. I might need to go Texas could win the SEC.
Definitely. Arch Manning?
I think it'll take
Recruiting?
them. Well, here's the thing. I don't
NIL?
think Texas will be ready to win the SEC while Arch Manning is still there. I I think the one constant we have seen when teams move to new conferences, there is an adjustment period for the most part. Like the only time I think it hasn't happened, no, it did happen because even when TCU joined the Big 12 and came from the Mountain West, there was like 2 or 3 years there where they were just kind of bleh before they finally had a decent season. I think
But
that's just kind of a constant.
But Mizzou and
Yeah,
A&M
Mizzou is
both
the
came in
exception.
relatively early and made some significant waves. Mizzou played for it twice, right?
Yep.
They
Yeah,
won
but the East was just that was like a perfect storm. Like the SEC that Texas is going to be joining is not the SEC East at that time.
Yeah, that little
True,
3-year SEC
like-
East period.
But you could
drastically
also
impacts how
see
teams
Florida. I
think of
mean, we're
themselves.
talking about Florida. They could see a new coach. Saban could be gone when 3 years.
Yeah, but you've still got
you know.
Georgia going. You've still got Tennessee coming up. It's and Oklahoma's coming with you. So there's so many teams you got to get through.
But the other
Texas
thing
or-
is, you might be able to, because that's going to be the new landscape. You might win or a chance to play for the title at 9-3. These teams are going to beat up each other.
Oh, like you could be playing for a conference championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you could be playing for a national championship because I think we're going to see more carnage with the stronger the conference
This
gets.
is what you dorks wanted.
I mean,
Texas versus Florida SEC era only. So not this year in the Big 12, but Texas as an SEC member, Florida as an SEC member. Who wins it first?
Texas.
I'd say Texas too.
Yeah,
Florida's got
The roster quality, how they're recruiting quarterback, especially,
They're so much further
NIL.
behind right now.
issues.
especially if Florida gets the Georgia, LSU, Oklahoma annual draw. That is probably like a quarter loss harder per year than the average, right?
Does the winner of the Florida Oklahoma game get a bottle of Bob Stoops tequila?
I hope so.
That was kind of an underrated good Orange Bowl national title game.